December is here, it's a new month, and that means it's time to review my trackers and my planner. So let's see how November was for me. And if you're new to this account and you know what we're doing, basically what I am doing is showing you my filled-in trackers that I created myself in my Sterling Ink planner, and tell you how it translates into my life and how they mean. Because the purpose of this trackers, and for me teaching you this in this video, is to tell habits and spot things in our daily lives that tells us that how are we spending our energy? Are we resting correctly? Are we about to get sick? Or are we being productive? It's so easy to go into our everyday life and not realize or pay attention or be mindful how we're doing, if we're doing good, if we're doing bad, if our energy is spent well, if we're getting tired, if we're motivated, etc. So this is what we're doing in our trackers, and let me tell you how I do it. So this is my planner. It's in a Sterling Ink. Oh, sorry. It's a Sterling Ink Base 6, and we are reviewing my trackers. Usually they come with a tracker like this, and that I filled in. I used this section in the planner that the trackers are like in a vertical way to track my symptoms. Basically, I track headaches, inflammation, and IBS symptoms that I usually do. I like to track them monthly to see how I'm doing during the month, and I can make changes. I was very sick at the beginning of the month, and I made some changes in my diet, and I started meal prepping at home, and here it started to change again. I don't know if you can see it was a lot less symptoms, and then it started back again because of Thanksgiving and all the food. So back to meal prepping seems like it's the key for me to reduce my symptoms. And when it comes to my weeklies, they typically look like this. This is a horizontal layout when the day is on the one side, and this is an empty page that I can use however I want. So this is how I fill them in. My events, my to-dos per day, my weekly to-dos, and my trackers. This is what we are focusing on this week. This is the first week of November, or at least when November started, and I was tracking my sleep quality. It's very typical for me to have a horrible sleep Thursdays and Fridays for some reason. My energy was very good and stable this particular week, even though some days I didn't sleep well because it was my follicular week. That's the week before, that's the week after your period, the week before your ovulation, when you feel your best. As a woman that menstruate is that is in perimenopause, it's very important for me to track things with my cycle. It's important to know what part of my cycle I am to kind of understand better this thing. So my energy was the best because this is the week I usually feel my best, and my water intake was horrible. I'm tracking my water intake because I guess really bad sinus infection because of allergies, and it helps me in the flu and all of that stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to protect my daughter that wasn't okay. Habits really bad this week. This is my luteal phase. That's the week. Well, this was the follicular / ovulation week, by the way. And after ovulation is my luteal, or aka PMS, which I get really bad. So my sleep was very bad, and my energy was according to my sleep, which tells me I'm not getting sick. I'm just not getting restful sleep. My mood, as you can see, was high one day, and this had been in a okay. I did pretty good keeping my mood in a good spirit, so yay for me. But I started tracking my stress because October was a very stressful month, and I said, well, I need to start tracking my stress because work is being horrible, and holidays are also very busy for me and all that stuff. So I was tracking my stress, and as you can see, it was high the majority of the week, and my productivity was all over the place. Water intake, horrible for the majority of the week, but I did good in some days. And habits, at least I'm keeping my house a lot more clean and tidy, which I'm good. But when it comes to personal habits, stuff that I want to do for my own joy, I am not doing good. So yeah, here's the period week, as you can see by the little face. Yeah, my sleep is starting to improve through the week as I was getting out of my period at the end of the week. So that is that. Energy low the majority of the week because obviously I am in my period. And the mood low because of course I am in my period. Stress was super high the majority of the week, not related to my period but related to home stuff and household chores and work specifically. So it was, yeah, a lot. And I was doing a lot. As you can see, in productivity, I was doing a lot and I was stressed. And the majority of my habits were done. Not the personal ones, but the ones that I like. Well, I did meditate at least one day. That's good. I'm trying to meditate. I'm trying to do this for my own self and sanity. I found it helps. But yeah, I was doing a lot and I was stressed. And on top of that, I had my period. So I survived. The good thing is, part training was horrible because, of course, you make sacrifices. And this is still my period, but getting out of my period because I got a period midweek, so that's why you see double. And yes, this is the last week of November. No, not the last week of November. I guess not the week before. Anyway, sleep quality very bad because productivity and stress. I was doing a lot. So I was not resting because as you can see here in productivity, I was doing a lot. I had a lot in my plate through the day. Obviously, I was super stressed and my mood was super low and I didn't have energy. I ended up resting and having some energy by the end of the week, towards the weekend. Yeah, house and works, it was very busy. I was able to do some stuff for myself, like art journal plan. This is my me time, so at least I was able to put stuff in, but it was a lot. So, and then that was last week. Again, follicular phase after my period. Sleep was getting better. Energy obviously was getting better. As you can see, it matches my sleep. So that means I'm not getting sick. I'm just, if I'm tired because I'm not sleeping. That's what it means. My mood, it was obviously very attached to how much sleep I got because I am getting out of a week that I did a lot and didn't sleep well of this week. So obviously here, my mood it was low because I was not resting and I was feeling awful. And I am coming, this is called burnt out. I started the week in a burnt out because I did a lot the previous week. And as you can see, improved by the end of the week because I was finally resting, finally sleeping. And the stress, as you can see, is the opposite because I was finally resting and I was finally sleeping after this week. So this is important. This is why I'm doing these trackers. And the productivity, as you can see, it started to go low by the end. It's still high. It's not low, but it's still, I was like resting more by the end of the week. And that translates me resting more and feeling better and all of that. That means I need to rest more. And that's my goal for next month, in a way. Half of it, because it's the holidays and Christmas and all of that. And work and my daughter. And, it's still a lot, end of the year, preparations and all of that kind of stuff. But I am gonna do my best to rest, to do. And obviously I added this week I added a motivation in my week. So because I'm finding that I'm not motivated enough to start tasks, even if are tasks that I love and enjoy to do. So that's another goal that I have for next month. But these and habits it's still very productive at home, but personal ones not so much. So I need to work on my own personal, enjoyable task for myself. So yeah. So that's how my month were in my trackers and my planner. I focus on my trackers because that tells me how my well-being is doing, and I can do personal goals more intentional and better because I tend to overlook things for myself. I hope this helps you. If you find it helpful, if you have any other ideas that you can share in the comments, let me know. And see you next time. Bye.